What's going on, guys? Ashenmore here with my first battle of the ABA for the Season 3 against the Karlstad Krookodiles. Quick disclaimer, my first 3 battles of this league aren't live recordings, but I plan on doing the rest of them live. I just need to get the setup right, and the couple times that I tried to do it, it wasn't quite right, and I didn't want to waste the other guy's time. So with that said, let's just get into the battle. The first thing I noticed is no Alolan Ninetales. Why? It was the biggest threat he could have hit me with. I see I don't have to worry about it at all. My life is extremely easier now. The only thing I didn't really expect in his setup that he brought was Shuckle. But since he's got it, I guess he's going to use it as a setup lead, try to get Web, maybe Rocks down if he can. Swampert can 2-hit it with Waterfall, maybe get the flinch so we can't get anything done with it, so not really any reason to not lead Swampert. Swampert also fares well against Mega Aggron, which is the only other lead that I thought he might use. So it looks like, yep, he sends out the Shuckle. I click Waterfall, there's no flinch, so he sets up Sticky Web, which I'll need to handle later. One more Waterfall. Shuckle is down. He sends out Mew, which I assume is either going to use a basic grass coverage move, Energy Ball, or Z move me here. So I'm going to swap into Bronzong. And sure enough, here's the Bloom Doom. Doesn't really do much. I made a minor error here on the switch. I set up Rocks expecting the swap to Cofagrigus, but since I know I'm going to need to defog the web pretty soon, there wasn't really any point, and Shadow Ball would have been an objectively better play to just go ahead and whittle more off of Cofagrigus. I guess it turned out okay, but he did switch. So now I'm just going to spam Shadow Ball into the Cofagrigus to take it down as much as I can before Bronzong's dead, and if he plays Trick Room, counter Trick Room since I'm fast. Well, he wouldn't. He actually probably could have set it up here, but he didn't. Stab Hex makes pretty short work of Bronzong, but it's done its job now, weakening Cofagrigus, so it's not going to be able to survive any hits to actually set up Trick Room, and it's absorbed the Z move from the Mew, so we don't need it anymore. I go ahead, and at this point I send in Thundurus, which is going to take a huge chunk out of anything not named Hitmontop with Dark Pulse, which he hasn't seen yet, and he scouts the move out with Protect, so props on him there. Now he does something that costs him quite a bit. He swaps into Aggron on Megad, and that's going to cost him a lot because since he's not Megad, he doesn't have the bonus special defense, which is going to cause him to take half of his HP from Dark Pulse, and I'm going to be able to finish him off with a Thunderbolt. He sends in Hitmontop, so I know that can't do anything to Pelipper. I go ahead and switch into Pelipper to set up the Rain and defog the web. I get paid back with Toxic, get the defog, and he switches into Magnezone here. We got the defog though. So now I need to swap into Swampert, or at least I predict I'm going to have to swap into Swampert. I have enough bulk to survive all but the highest rolls of choice specs, Magnezone, HP Grass. And that's exactly what he goes for. Not specs. He was not specs. But he does go HP Grass. I'm going to threaten him off with Earthquake, so he sacks off Cofagrigus. At this point, I don't really need Swampert anymore. So I opted to slap Mew for the biggest chunk of damage I could. I get a crit, which doesn't make any particular difference. He finishes off Swampert with Energy Ball. I decided to go ahead and put Kartana in, just hit Sacred Sword. In case he swapped to Magnezone, it'd still kill Mew. But he swaps in Hitmontop, and after the Intimidate, it doesn't really do anything. Go switch back to Pelipper to wall this guy. Bounce the Toxic. Decide to put, just press Scald into anything here. And it crits the Magnezone, drops a burn. It doesn't really matter in the end. It was a nice thing to have. I don't know, for some reason he goes Flash Cannon here. I'm not really sure why. Because it wouldn't have hit anything else very hard. We just finish it off with Scald. I'll go ahead and let Pelipper die to Mew. He'll Psyshock it, take it down. I send out Thundurus to revenge kill it with Dark Pulse. Or Thunderbolt, actually. And it does 42%, but he goes back up to 44% after leftovers. Since it's not a clean guaranteed 2-hit KO, and for some reason I'm worried about him hitting me with something, even though I really shouldn't be. Go ahead and swipe out into Tentacruel, which can completely wall anything Hitmontop can do. Now we just click Scald. And we Scald again to kill the Hitmontop. And a third Scald to kill the Mew, which doesn't have any speed investment, oddly enough. And there you have it. First win of the season. Props to Koala for a good battle. I'm super happy to have Alolan Ninetales off my plate for the rest of the regular season at least. And I'll see you all in next week's video. Thanks for watching.